Hi there, everyone. This is Stephanie Bennett. I'm so happy to be with you again. I've taken a short break, as most of you know, a little hiatus to kind of refresh and work on this show. It's still going to be called The Secret Place with Stephanie Bennett, and it's still going to talk about faith communication and culture. But we're going to have a little bit greater emphasis on communication for this next season. I'll be reading from mostly one book and discussing it with you for the next few months. That book is called Relationships on the Run: How to Grow Authentic Connections and Lasting Intimacy in a Hurried Culture. My life has been so hurried lately. I haven't had a chance to really do the podcasts and the interviews that have been asked of me. Not that hundreds are coming in, but I'm looking forward to doing some more of that, especially as my semester winds down. But in the meantime, I've really missed interacting with you, those of you who listen carefully and closely and love the dialogue and conversation that we have that in an ongoing way for this past 8 years. I'm so happy to be back. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about this book. I'm going to be talking today from chapter 3, particularly because I want you to know that if you get this book, if you have this book, and some of you have already told me that you have it as a part of what we're going to be doing here, you can hop around. You don't have to read it from the first chapter to the final chapter. You don't need a lot of continuity for this book. You can hop around from chapter 3 to chapter 6 to chapter 8, chapter 11. What interests you most? If what interests you most is prayer and the spirituality of relationships, go to the final chapter. If what interests you is intimacy and the importance of touch as communication, go to the chapter on intimacy. Today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about chapter 3, which is called Avoiding Relational Fantasies. And it starts with, I start every chapter with a little verse. This one is from Romans 12, verse 9 in the NIV. It simply says, love must be sincere. Hate what is evil. Cling to what is good. It's such a concise, succinct statement there. A couple of statements there, isn't it? With the idea that love must be sincere. It doesn't say love is sincere or should be. It must be sincere. And we should hate what is evil. Wow, the passion in that. Any other word could be used or translated there, but hate what is evil. And then cling to what is good. What is good? Well, there's a lot of good, but God is good. He is the best. We need to cling to him. But the idea of clinging to what is good is important to this chapter. Because in this chapter, I'm talking about, I start with a little story. Of course, you'll notice that every chapter has a little story at the front about the disappointments that happen as a result of, in this chapter, if you're married and it doesn't work out. And now other chapters talk more about friendship or family love. This one's really focuses, or at least starts out, talking about marriage and the romantic relationship and how much it hurts when you pour your whole heart into something and you really plan on it being for life, and even if you have children too, and then it breaks apart, it doesn't work, and how sad that is, how disappointing that is. I know that is when the honeymoon's over and life doesn't turn out to be what you thought it would be. But part of what I talk about in this chapter is the fact that the reason that happens so often is because very many of us set our marriages in kind of a fantasy realm, like relying on fallacies, relying on things that aren't true, building kind of an illusory kind of life that doesn't translate into relationship. Well, I just want to say that there's no judgment. I have no judgment when a marriage breaks up, and it breaks up for many reasons. That person that's going through that needs mercy, does not need judgment, needs mercy, even if they are completely at fault and have been completely the one who has wronged the other. We need to remember mercy, and that there is just one judge, and it's not me and it's not you. So I want to talk to you a little bit about these fantasies and fallacies. I have 5 of them here, and they are several of the fallacies that keep us from having a strong relationship are that we accept the illusion of perfection, we leap past important steps of relationship development, we live for tomorrow or yesterday and lose out on today, the present moment, we look for love in all the wrong places, or we mistake the other as the one who will make us whole. We've talked about this before, probably all of these fictional fallacies in A Secret Place before. But I want to get a little bit more granular today when we're talking about communication. The communication process helps us iron out those shake out those false expectations, and helps us to understand that there is a reality of everyday life that we need to deal with, and that it is not bows and flows and circus clowns. Remember, some of you might remember that song from, is it Judy Collins? Both Sides Now. Yeah, we don't, we can tend to like let pop culture and pop music uh, lead us in our thinking about what is reality and what is not reality. But there is, like, attaching to ourselves to any of these fallacies is really sure to work against the promise of long lasting, intimate connection. I'm going to read you a little passage here that I wrote. It says, learning to love in a resilient way can't really be separated from the love of God. True, lasting love is knit to our Maker's being. It's the essence of who he is. Greeting those new in the faith, John the disciple wrote, dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. That's a necessary starting place. It's really important to start with the right foundation in any marriage, and that is a foundation of knowing who we are and being grounded and rooted in the love of God, which surpasses knowledge, the love of God, which is supreme and goes beyond the superficial. We need to get grounded there. And hopefully, as we communicate with one another throughout our lives and share with one another the changes that we're going through, the different kinds of thoughts that we're having, that we grow together in that love of God. And that, again, that doesn't always happen, and there's a lot of sad kind of breakups, but that is the ideal. So building a strong foundation is really important. I think that I'm going to go on to these fallacies and talk about the overarching fallacy. The overarching illusion is one that I've not included in the 5 fallacies that I talked to you about, but it's one that has gained traction in the last 25 years and helps support all others. And that's the idea of that love is not true. It's only true as long as it lasts. Like, there's no true lasting love. That's what I meant to say. That it's only true as long as it lasts. Do you believe that? I don't believe that. But I do want to say this. If you really love someone, even if you break up, even if your marriage dissolves, you might still carry love for that other one, even though it's not consummating and it's not in the same household and it's not combined with feelings or even feelings of warmth. But you can still love that person and hold good thoughts for that person and wish them well and pray for them. I'm not talking about pining away for a person that you're no longer with. I'm talking about maintaining a solid love for those people that we once loved. This is a little easier to do, I think, when it comes to friends and when it comes to family and not a spouse, because sometimes, very often, that ends, when it ends poorly. But I just want to say that today, to start, let's not live in illusion and let's not attach ourselves to any of these fallacies, but look for the grounding, the true root of love, which is the love of God. We'll come back again next week, talk about this a little bit more and get into our next subject. Hope you have a great day, and it's been great to be with you. Leave me a comment and we'll chat about this. Thanks. Bye.